You're ready, because good evening, folks. Thanks for coming in. Hope you're all doing very well. So tonight I am joined by some other people. Basically, you've got this here, who you've not seen for a long time. She's decided to shell the night, and she's on this show. We've got Tommy for Forth Valley Paranormal Investigators. And we've got the fat chap here there, you know him, the master pie. So we have
Scott, just before that, you've already introduced yourself. You don't need to introduce yourself as a fat one.
No, Steve, I introduced myself. You know what I mean? The big long coat. Nice, good stuff like that. So we get Rigga from Spig, Scottish Paranormal.
It's back again tonight. Have some more coffee.
That's no coffee. That's a milkshake that made me alone.
What joined by Paddy, by the way.
Scottish Paranormal Investigations Unit Group. And
Scotland's.
What did I say?
Scottish. You always say Scottish. I know you are. Listen, I'm going to take your age into it. It's fine.
It's a change. That's what it is. It's a change. It's the menopause or menopause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So tonight we've got some photos for Tommy. We've got a couple of photos that we took, and we've got videos from Rigga as well. We're going to put them up. There's I hope you're feeling better, doll.
I hope you're feeling better, Eileen.
Vix and Lemset. I wonder who Vix is.
What a wonder.
Mm-hmm. I bet you Vix is minted.
It seems to like Lemset, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're going to be looking at these photographs, videos, getting our thoughts on it, and that's basically it. Did anybody get anything to add? I meant to say thanks for coming in.
No. Aye, thanks for having us on, Scott. It's a pleasure. But I'm good with that. Just run through some footage and we'll have a wee discussion about it. Because obviously there's footage there'll be ones that you're putting up that I don't know you're putting up. Tommy doesn't know the ones that I'm putting up. I don't know the ones that Tommy's putting up. So
sounds good.
I should go outside more.
Hi.
Hi there. I don't know who that is. Try to think. I should go outside more. Welcome in anyway. It's Kate.
I was going to say Kate as well because of the cat.
Oh, aye. So it's either Jack Russell Demon who decided to in the living room because he's just barked like hell, so he'll be probably in and out. So we're going to crack on these. They're only on for 60 minutes. So I'll put your photos up first, Tommy.
Aye, that's cool, mate.
No, you need to bear with me because Sarah loaded all these up earlier on, and as handsome as I may be, I'm not really a tech genius. What was that? Who was that?
Tommy's vegan.
So these are Tommy's photos. So I'll let Tommy tell us a bit about them.
Aye, so this was basically from an investigation that myself and one of my other investigators, Graham, went on down at Logie Kirk. And I saw in a lot of other investigation teams that they usually take snapshots, and I know yourself, Scott, you says usually take like 2 or 3 photos within seconds each other and see if you've maybe picked something up. So that's what I done. I took a few photos within seconds of each other, went through a few of them, and when I zoomed in, I happened to see something, so I tried to zoom in further, and that's when I picked the other photo up.
So is this still daylight? I'm assuming this is still daylight when that was taken.
It's still daylight. Get dark at that time. But as you can see, there's the tree line. And just at the tree line, you see where the wall is. The wall ends, and where that wall ends, there's like a big gap, and it leads into a wooded area.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Right, so is the light shining on the wall that we're talking about, is that right?
Aye, if the other photos I sent, I'm not sure if it was this one or the next one, the faraway shots. But you should be able to see when you put on the zoomed in one.
Scott, can you zoom that photo in the noon, or is there a way you can do it?
She says no.
The voice from the background.
The voice, that's other. Does that not make it bigger?
It does. A bit.
That's as much as we can get it.
Aye.
See, I'll be honest with you, I mean, I don't know if any of these photos do, but it looks like somebody's shining a light on that wall.
Aye, no, I was shining my torch to try and see what. I was trying to see where the dark is, where the wooded area is. I was trying to shine my torch inside where the wall ends in the wooded area,
Right.
just to highlight that.
So, is that? Hold on. That's a zoomed in one.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Aye, but hold on. Aye, because if you look at that photo, right,
There was another photo as well, because the reason I sent the two photos for further back was because in one photo you can't see what you see when you zoom in, and in the other photo you can see what you see when you zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's there in one of the photos, but no in the other one.
Got you.
So this is there, me cheat. I don't know if you can see that arrow on the. I don't know if you can see that arrow on the screen or not.
No, they can't.
No, I can't see one.
Is the one
So
there without that? The other one?
Right, we've loaded the other one. We've not loaded the other one actually.
We'll just work these.
So that's my bad. So is this shape here that we're talking about?
Aye, and then I zoomed in and I enhanced it more, just adjusted the contrast and the brightness just to try and bring this out more.
See, the trouble with putting up the computers, seriously, earlier on, when you put the zoomed in version, the computer pixelates it. Is that right?
Aye, pixelates it more.
So it kind of mushes it up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not as clear as what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd sent me the photos for me as well, but when I
did it.
When I looked at it as well, I seen that don't feel like I'm trying to shoot you down here or anything like that.
No, mate, not at all.
But when the other photo, when it showed the torchlight, it
Mhm.
moved. So
Mhm.
it is. I'm not saying it's no paranormal. I'm not saying it is, but where the torchlight, what could happen is obviously you see the air of a metal fence or a metal. Whatever it is. So even just a slight movement with the torch could cast a light form off the fence, if you know what I mean.
Aye.
Just ever so slight. It's possible it could be that. But just as Scott was saying, usually what we tend to do as well is we'll snap a couple of pictures in the exact same area. Because even if you just move an inch to the side or a couple of centimetres to the side and you snap another picture, it's amazing the difference of things that it will pick up. And way the torch moved on the other photo, it could be possible that it's maybe light flare that's casting off the next end. It could be that effect. I don't know, but what I would do is I would return back. I'd maybe timestamp when the photo was took, the two photos, and then especially this one that we're looking at, timestamp that and go back to exactly where you were and maybe snap just even put the top on, just recreate the whole thing, and just maybe snap away at some, and then do the other one where it's no there, snap away at some, and just kind of see that way. But again, I'm not saying it's no paranormal. I'm not saying it is, but personally, I believe it maybe could be just slight light movement that's maybe causing that a light flare. I'm just kind of trying to look at a realistic.
No, look at it from the angle, definitely. Aye.
But again, it could be.
I see, and at the time, because I looked at this at the time. No. Oh, no one of them gone grey. No, a message. I sent this to Scott while we were still on the investigation, and I decided to go live to try and see if I could pick anything else up for that area. But before, when I sent you, you remember the audio of the scream that I sent you? Well, that audio of the scream was when I approached this area, this exact area. That's when we heard the scream.
Right.
So it could just be a coincidence, like, yeah, but
maybe if you're picking the scream up for there and then that, I would maybe return and concentrate. I know that's a fence and you go behind the fences, you wooden area. Even if you get into that wooded area, or maybe just kind of concentrate on that, some audio, or recreate the photo, the picture, and things like that.
I know, definitely, mate.
But listen, it's not to say that it's no paranormal, and it's not to say that you might never capture that again. It's one of the things.
Aye, definitely, mate. Yeah, that's it.
When we get more screams from the last time we were. See, the trouble is, I know, because that's Logie Kirk, isn't it?
Aye, that's Logie Kirk, mate. Aye.
There's a lot of wildlife there, I know, probably running about. That's the trouble with investing. I mean, we do Loud and Kirk all the time, and every now and again, it turns out it might be a ducker, because there's ducks and all that.
It's geese.
It's what?
Geese.
Sorry, geese. That's it, corrected. And so it is possible that, a fox or something like that, I don't know, a fox or something like that. It's just, that's the whole thing with investigating. You don't know. You know, you might capture something on a photo that you think looks like, a certain shape. You show it to somebody else, and everybody sees something different or here. But I would do with Rigga, is get back and see if you can kind of recapture it.
Especially even if you go back and try and recapture it and try and get the scream at the same time.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse when you believe and you fully believe in stuff like you've captured something and then it turns out it's no. There's nothing worse than that. So that's how it's always important to look for realistic possibilities. You know what I mean? Like, could be light flare, or with the noise, it could be a fox. For instance, where I grew up years ago, there was this. It always happened about 9 o'clock at night, and it was said there was this woman that would always scream in this field, and you heard it, and it did sound like a woman screaming. So me being a wee guy, I'm like, ooh, but it turned out it was a heron. It was just a heron. It made this noise. It's possible, but again, definitely worth going back.
Definitely.
These foxes.
I think as well, it's important to remember that at least in 100%, investigating is actually about debunking. It's actually taking things away if you find an answer. You know what I mean?
Aye.
Do that first and then come to a conclusion. But is it likely to try and explain that, debunk your noise, debunk anything you elaborate all that together, then see what you can come up with. Is this? Explain this. Is this possible? And then you're left with no exactly paranormal, you're left with unexplained. And that's
exactly. Aye.
You find the more you debunk, that's a bubble. We've had it happen to us. You think you've caught something that comes out. but the more you debunk, the more respect you'll get in the paranormal.
Absolutely.
Aye.
You know, because I mean, I call it the parawagon. You know, everybody paranormal, but
Yeah.
the more you debunk, you know, you might take 50 photos at different times, and you might just get one photo that could be another 49 of crap. It's a bit of a kicker.
Exactly.
But you'd rather it was that way. Saying, right, I've got 50 photos of spirits. Does that make sense?
Aye.
It's just all about time and patience. You know how you feel.
No.
But we'll move on. So I'm watching the time we get his videos today and all, and you put them up. So I need to do them all because you're going to be hungry.
You know better.
Quite coffee, happy coffee. You know what I'm saying? Especially your cake or something like that.
I'm still waiting.
No, that's well done. Well done. I've watched what are doing, guys? Yeah, with me. Because I think I was on them. What tube? We have 3 photos to put up, right? So this one was took way back. We hadn't long started. This was at Greyfriars. That's doing the side of the Mackenzie tomb in Greyfriars. I was just sharing now with her. This is before Laura's time. And I don't know if you can see with the middle, the black and white thing sitting there.
Whereabouts?
Near enough in the middle of the photo.
See the green kind of bush at the back?
Aye.
Just above that.
In front of that, against it in a wall on the right hand side, there's a wee white bit. Do you see it?
No.
I can see it now, pal. Aye.
What? Follow the wall down, like I follow the wall of the tomb down.
Right.
To the very bottom.
Just near at the bottom of the wall of the tomb.
You see that wee white thing?
Is that not a bit of paper?
Well, that's what I said.
You see, that's but when we took that photo, because that was off fenced off. There was not a thing there. We're not saying it's just it's a photo we've never ever been able to explain.
Mm-hmm. To me, it looks like a bit of paper or something.
See, that's what I said, Rigga.
Sorry, Scott.
I don't even sorry if somebody can explain to me. That's fair enough. We're quite happy. It's just one of these photos that we took, and it's always stuck in our head.
The thing is, as well, how many years ago was that, roughly, give or take?
That was 5 years, just before the pandemic.
Right, so even 5 years ago, camera qualities were good, obviously, but they're not anywhere near as good as they are now. And if you look at that, it does look a bit, not pixelated, but it doesn't look like clear. Like as clear as what your phones are now. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I mean, where it was a camera, it was probably serious. We took on. But when we looked at it, we thought it looked like a face. That's what we thought. But as I just said previously, everybody sees something different. But it's always.
It could be just a bit of paper that you can't really see at night until it's highlighted. Did that take me a flash on your phone?
I think that's it.
You know what I mean? And then the flash has highlighted it.
I said exactly what Rigga said.
That's possible. One of these things is always bugged us.
Aye.
But say there's a bit of paper, that would make sense. But to your knowledge, there isn't, because it's usually kept quite.
Aye. But what I'm saying is, obviously, that photo's took when it's pitch black. So you with your own eyes, it's dark. But with the camera on, with the phone on, you took a picture with a flash. So that flash is possibly highlighted that bit of paper to make it stand out. But you just can't see it with your own eyes, if you know what I mean. I don't like that.
The next one not figure. You were there. You were there.
Right.
Me too.
Aye.
You said
The
you were
plan.
Charlie Rock.
Is it Italian Rocks one there? I was there.
That's what it was. So, Tommy, this is Dalcahan House in Ayrshire.
Dalcahan House.
It's a big abandoned stately home.
Mm-hmm.
Photo is taken to the courtyard. There's a big courtyard in front of you.
Right.
It was taken. Rigga and his team were there. Laura was there, and I think there was a few other folk there and all. And they'll tell you it's pitch black at night. You can't see. When we took that photo, that light, neither of us saw that light.
Aye.
There's no, to our knowledge, there's no natural explanation for that light in that window. Because there's no flares there either.
There's no flares.
No.
Something like basement level, ground level.
Dalcahan Castle.
All right.
Nice.
There's nothing beyond that. There is stairs, but after a while they just kind of disintegrate. There's nothing.
That
You
was-
can't get up.
Was that not like one of the last photos we took as well? I think we were leaving.
We were leaving. So it was literally, you couldn't see your horn in front of your face.
No, it's
Aye.
And so there was nobody else in the building because we'd been there, I don't know, for a couple of hours. We'd been there for a wee while.
Aye. Nah, I noticed that light straight away. Like, I was like, that shouldn't be there. Like,
We tried to zoom in on the light.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really picture. I've got the photo of my phone. I just know it's pixelated, and it looks like a face, a woman's face with some kind of hood on.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. But this one, and we've been back since then. We've been back to Dalcahan a few times since then at night, and stood in front of the house to see. There's nothing Rigga and Laura will tell you. There's
It's
It's
like
Rigga-
it's a
Rigga
bit of
was
a
there.
newer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no light really gets in. There's nothing.
So that's one that we
Aye.
can't debunk. Would you think, Rigga? Well, you were there actually.
I remember exactly when the photo was took as well, because I think we done a couple of photos outside and then we done a group photo. And then what we done was we looked at the group. In fact, I looked at the group photo when I came home because sure we seen what looked like a figure. And and the window, but it turned out it was spray paint that was giving that effect. But when I looked back at the photos that we took, there's photos kind of took around about the same angle, and then we were basically standing where that photo was as a group photo, and there was no light behind it. You know what I mean? It was just that one photo brought that what looks like a light.
That's definitely an interesting photo. Like,
There's all we're not saying is paranormal.
Because again, if you look at it the first time, you think, well, maybe it's possible that we were talking about with a wee bit of rubbish. It could be a glass bottle that's sitting there and it's flashing. But the fact that there was some more photos took, because I took a few as well for different angles, and then we done a group one, and it wasn't there in any other photos.
aye. I know if it was like a, as you says, if it was like a glass bottle or something, that would have showed up in all the
They
photos.
showed up, and I'm pretty sure the group photo was not exactly where that photo's took, but no far away from it. We were lined up just at that second window in, where the light is. We were lined up just by that, so you can still see that. And there's nothing there.
Aye.
To the far right, in the middle, that's sort of, there's a door on the side. You can get in. That would have been the main entrance. When I was up and running. So that's one we've never ever been able to debunk.
No.
And
Aye.
somebody and there's nothing at the back of the house
No.
that would cause that. Like it's in the middle of nowhere. There's an old castle.
Yeah.
But there's no lights or so though at the back of the house. So we can't explain that. So it's when you get a photo like that you try your best to debunk and you just can't do it.
Aye.
You need to ask yourself, well, was that a woman or something? Because that fully does look like a kind of woman, you know, a woman's face, a woman's head, whatever. So,
Aye.
you know, it's certainly an interesting one. But that's all your folks. So we'll move on to Rigga's videos. Now, I don't know what order these are in, Rigga, because Sarah loaded them up. So I'm just.
I just put some videos in for this year. I didn't know. I wasn't too sure if you wanted just anyone's, but I just done a couple for this year. I'll just put them there. Some of the better ones that we've captured. Right. So. Right. Got you pause it now. Right. So this was in the Spig location, and there's a few things I believe that it says touch the cabinet. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is, Scott, because you know around about that cabinet area, there tends to be quite a lot of spikes and some activity, and that's where the door is again unhinged. So we ran an EVP at the cabinet, and I believe it says touch the cabinet. But if you see something else, then just say what you think it could say.
Well, I'll know here, so I've only got 1 year working, so it'll be Laura and Tommy.
Right.
Yeah?
What one am I?
No, you're all right. Right, I'm going to play it.
Yeah. Play it again.
Aye.
Yeah.
I can hear that.
I can hear cabinet for sure. Aye.
Sounds like an older woman.
Yeah.
Aye.
I mean, that location he's talking about, that location is brilliant. You know, even the board one, that it's on Spike's page, but I think you need to scroll right back.
Aye. It was interesting that because that was from where the cabinet is.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I just think it could be something totally different. But there is a version it cleaned up, obviously. I just couldn't find it because see how the groups that have all changed into like wee files and all that's a pain. So that was recorded for Raw, essentially, but aye.
But that cabinet is interesting because usually, right, when you put the K2 onto the cabinet, it goes nuts.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you lift the K2 off, it goes totally dead. And it's against the wall, but there's no any wires or anything running through that wall. There's nothing.
And the cabinet's full of relics as well.
And it's all full of medals or hats, badges, stuff. And we tried another K2 on it, and that done the same thing. That went crazy. But as soon as we lifted the K2 off, totally dead.
Sorry, I was just about to see if I had that EVP in my phone. Never asked for that. Should I did the EVP, the sheep.
Or the brown sheep. I don't know where that is.
I think I've got it in my phone.
I think it's in there somewhere. But no, this place is fascinating because we heard the wee lassie's voice in all mine, Rigga.
Yep, all you heard at the same time.
There was, I don't know, about a dozen, I don't know, there was quite a few as we came out one of the halls, and there was everybody heard at the same time this young girl saying hello or hi.
It was hiya.
Hiya. I was kind of like, hiya. And everybody stopped and just looked about. It was clear as a bell. It's an amazing location. We've been it 2 or 3 times with you. But the swinging door, that's the best. You can't help that.
I know.
You can't do that one. Right, so moving on.
Right, can you pause it, Scott? So I'm just going to hang about it. Right, so this is David and Liz at the Spig location.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the tripwire goes. David responds, and then you hear what sounds like a male saying no. But then after that, just watch what appears. I'm not a big, you know me. It's it's hard to decide. Not hard to decipher orbs and stuff like that. But I believe occasionally you'll maybe catch an orb once or twice in your lifetime, a proper orb. But if you look at this, to me, it looks like an orb as well. But let me know what you think. Yeah, play.
Where's the? Hold on. Oops. That's the
Well, clearly
working.
that didn't work.
It's hard to see because I've done it as a screen recording, but when the light flashes, you hear like a deep no. I wasn't there that night. Yeah.
You can hear that.
I don't know if you can see the orb, but it just comes in front of David and then just kind of starts above his head.
That's what I was just. That's what I picked up. It's almost as if David can sense or see that coming towards him because he turns at the exact same time as that we are.
I heard the word no, and it's, you know,
But watch David's head when the orb starts to come closer to David.
I hear
All
it.
the wines.
he reacts to it.
He reacts to it.
That no is really, really clear.
It's interesting. It's like a tune.
I think that, and so I mean the orbs. We're no big believers in orbs. It was once we did the Noor. Was it the Noor?
Aye.
And where you're standing just outside the actual building, we got a photograph of a perfect white circle. And there's a short path, a gravel path. At the end of this path, there was a perfect white circle. We got the photographer, and the castle's quite a wee bit away from any houses and stuff. There was nobody else about. The castle sits right on the water, and it's a massive big field. And we couldn't explain where this light came from. Where an orb, we don't know, but you do get a lot of activity there. But no, that you can definitely hear the word no, and then you see whatever it's floating down, and David kind of does turn round as soon as it passes his head.
His head, yeah.
I was going to say napper, but I was going to
See in that footage as well, you actually see bits of dust shooting up.
Yeah.
You know, you see the dust flying by, and then just when you see that coming in, it's totally different. It doesn't move the same way as dust does, the same direction. It just kind of floats about David's head. And as you say, he's like, you get a feeling there's something there. But
the dust goes up the way on this side. You see the dust, but that's kind of moving with purpose.
Yep. Aye.
So you know.
Right, let me get that beard on this one. Right, so is this close burn? I think this might be close burn. Get a place, got to remember. I think this might be close burn.
There's no sound on it. Oh, there's no sound on that one.
Oh.
Tremendous sound.
Aye. It's definitely playing.
That's definitely a sound. And that's on, so that's strange.
Aye, our volume's turned right up, and the volume on that's turned up
It
as
could
well.
be maybe just because it's a screen recording. possibly.
You can still tell us about it.
I'm trying to
You
remember
still
now.
want again.
I can't remember.
That's all right.
You go Laura knows you now.
No, I
Can't-
do.
I can't remember.
That's all right.
Move on to the next one.
Oh, that.
So, I believe it's somebody, a female, a child, saying something about a ball. And it echoes, you hear it echoing through.
Mhm.
You hear it actually echoing through the building.
Like, where's the ball?
Where's the ball? Someone's got the ball.
It's definitely something about a ball.
Just when you get things like that, and you just cannot explain it. There's no.
That's a short clip there, but the longer clip, I don't even think we react to that. I don't even think we hear that at the time.
Wow.
Well, we've got a few EVPs that we never heard at the time. Like the train station. I think we were there, Rigga. We asked a wee girl, and we asked, you know, where's your mum? And it was only later on, after we listened back to the recordings, that we got the voice, she's behind you.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Straight after.
Yep.
She's behind you. And can you hear us and stuff like that? And none of us heard it. I think we felt that there was somebody in that corner. But there's not. The way that, just for I play the next video, the other thing weird about that train station was the REM pod. When we were investigating, the REM pod was going nuts. All right, you know, it was responding to what we were saying, what we were asking. We took a break and we went out to the next room, but there's no door or nothing. You know, it's a big open plan room kind of thing. But we went out to the next room and we took about 15, 20 minute break. And during that entire break, that REM pod never went off. But we started investigating again, the REM pod started going off again. Because somebody said it's a faulty REM pod, which is fair enough, but it never went once. And then until we started investigating again. But it's when you get stuff that you don't pick up on during the investigation, and as you listen back to it, you think, we never heard that.
I know, it's mind blowing because when you listen back to that footage, you hear it echoes. It echoes as if there is somebody in there with us. It echoes, you know what I mean? So you think you would hear it. That's clearly echoes, so you think that we would have heard that.
Plus, the acting house and all, we picked up the footsteps. Well, the camera picked up the sound of the footsteps and the light moved.
Oh, good eye.
And then there was footsteps going out the room.
You can't explain that.
None of us heard. We were up the stairs, but it was wooden floorboards and the footsteps are quite loud. And none of us heard it, and there was, I don't know, there was about 12 of us there or something. And the light, the camera moved, but the camera didn't move. The camera's attached to the light,
which is attached to a tripod.
Which is attached to a tripod. So it was just the light that moved. Nothing else moved, but you hear quite quick footstep and a giggle, kind of giggle, kind of laugh, a childish laugh. But none of us heard it until we watched back the footage. And so this is your next one. Roseburn Castle.
Where are you standing or sitting? Huh? You behind me, David?
Oh, there you go. Well done. Can you roll it off the chair? Can you roll the ball off the chair, please?
Oh,
was that?
That's been pulled out. What was that?
What's that? Your camera can't shut on it?
Aye, so that was Closeburn Castle down in the dungeon area storeroom, and we were down there running obviously a spirit box session, and we got the ball going, as you see, and then the battery get disconnected from the speaker, and then get put on the floor. So the battery get disconnected and then fell onto the floor, as if they didn't want to speak any longer. I don't know, but it blew my mind. And then I'll tell you as well, that was the first time we were there. The second time we went, the exact same thing happened again. I've got the footage, but I can't find it. But I've got the footage, and it happened the exact same. And it's only ever happened in there.
I think it's quite intelligent that the minute you say spike, it spikes.
Mhm.
That's kind of strange.
I also use the what's what I'm looking for the proof that
Collaboration.
validation.
Collaboration.
No,
Same thing.
validation.
So it's collaboration.
No, collaboration where you join with
Or
somebody.
collaboration.
Whatever. Add cement to the fact that we've discussed many a time is that spirit. I can see you in the camera. Aye.
We do this all the time with words.
You put me off what I was saying. You've ruined the show. Aye. The spirit does learn. The spirit does watch in the day learn. You know, many times have we put cameras in places and they're mysteriously turned off.
Or drained the battery.
You know, drained the battery. And I mean, Caldwell's famous for we put a locked off camera and it went off after about 6 or 7 minutes when we watched it back. And it was after then that activity started.
Aye, as if they don't want you to. Aye. Yep.
I had my phone on as well, and you can see nobody touched the camera.
When we get back.
But when the camera switched itself off.
When we get back.
To Caldwell.
I love Caldwell.
I will need you back, Caldwell.
I love Caldwell.
But it's signs like that you just can't explain. So the battery getting disconnected. Has somebody been standing watching you connecting the battery?
Well,
you know,
how it works is so with the speaker. You know yourself, I think you've seen it, Scott. So you get the speaker, the spirit box connects to that speaker. There's a wire. It runs into a battery, and then just a wee. I don't know the name of the wee square battery. A wee square battery, and so it just connects in. So obviously you need to clip it in, and then it's connected. Can't get it off, and then it was just sitting at the side. And next minute, I were asking questions. They've obviously responded to the ball. David said, "Can you roll the ball for a seat?" And then next minute, battery get disconnected. You can basically push flung onto the floor.
I don't want to be seen or heard.
That's and it happened. It's never. We've used that speaker and that for a while now at different locations. It's never happened. It's happened twice in there in 2 different occasions in the same area. So whoever it is, whether they might not like the noise or they don't want to be heard or maybe they want left alone or whatever, but they're obviously intelligent enough and powerful enough to disconnect the battery and not just disconnect it. Basically throw it onto the floor, that it goes under the table. If you see Stephen, you see him picking it up from under the table. The box is on top of the table, the battery ends up under that box, under the table.
2 seconds. Would you behave? Stop that. Shave you and sell you as a chicken. I swear to God. You're going to get sold to Chinese as a chicken.
Can you play that again, Scott? Just you'll hear it disconnecting, then you'll hear the battery landing. But it's the fact that it's under the table. You can actually see the battery move.
Standing or sitting. Huh? You behind me, David?
Oh, there you go. Well done. Can you roll it off the chair? Can you roll the ball off the chair, please?
Oh,
Aye.
What was that?
that's been pulled out. What was that?
What's that? The camera can't shut, wasn't it?
So if you look at where that speaker is, right, it's on the table, basically enough the centre of the table. And for that battery to be disconnected and end up basically underneath that speaker, under the table.
That's some amount of power. That's pretty powerful to do that.
A weird one. But again, we captured that again. And you know yourself, in the paranormal, you'll be lucky if you capture things the second time. But lucky enough we did.
Yeah.
So, right, that was close one.
It's, what was that one you sent me?
This is close bomb again.
Like a guy that it's like your face is different. Who's that? Oh. But your face is changing. Right, okay.
Right, so it's hard to hear because it's a screen recorder. So basically, what it sounds like, I don't know if it came from above or in the same room. See that way you have to hold a wooden chair and slide it across a wooden floor. That's what it sounds like, but you can't really hear it. I'm sitting thinking, I can hear Doug footsteps in that footage. Forgetting that you've got a Doug.
Really? Seriously?
Aye.
This is
But-
kind of
It's hard to hear. I'll need to try and get the original footage. So, but aye, I was basically that.
that's a lot of them, gents.
That's
Aye.
right.
We'll go back to, so we've got about 10, just 10, 15 minutes left. We're coming up.
Aye.
You guys with plans. So you, Tommy, you've been running for what, no, about 6 months? Something like that.
6 months now, aye. It would have been the end of June, I think it was, our first investigation at Dunmore. Obviously, it's been an absolute roller coaster for us, especially the first few months. You ken the reasons, obviously, but to be honest, that's I'm just glad to hear this stability now. We had the bumps and that. Now we can just focus on the investigating side of things. So, and as I said before as well, like without the help and guidance of you guys, I didn't think that I'd have had the willpower to continue doing it, kind of thing, eh? Like you guys being there, going, giving us the help and guidance is what helped me going up. You know what? Stick this out. It's only going to last for so long, then it's going to be a smooth road. So that's us on the smooth road now, and things are only looking up for us. So,
Very good. That's good. It is challenging at times, but you might be on a smooth road now, Tommy. But trust me, it can get bumpy again.
aye.
So-
Oh no, I know that, mate.
It either makes you or breaks you. So I try. There is a Scott. Scott will tell you. You'll probably know already, and you'll find out as well as time goes by. There's so much negativity that comes with jealousy. You know,
Aye.
there's so much it comes with, and people try and shoot you down and this and that. I've been dragged through the bushes, man. Honestly,
Aye.
but I always just say it's not gonna. It'll just make us stronger. But and then see you've got a good team, as you said, stable, a good team.
Aye.
That's a big part. That's a big plus.
Aye, definitely, mate.
Your team's everything. I mean, we used to be quite big. We used to have 20 or 22 or something. 22, 23, going back a few years, and it was too much hassle, it was too much arguing, you know. Even trying to arrange an investigation was, you know, like trying to boil your mother-in-law, basically. And so we just kind of gave
I'm
up.
sorry. See, Rigga's laughing. I'm laughing.
That was great. Oh, that was
What? Oh, anyway.
You're aware it's before 9 o'clock, Mr. Rigga.
Yes, yes.
No, I mean, even trying to arrange an investigation, it was, you know, I can't make Tuesday or Wednesday, I can do
Right.
Thursday, or I can't do Thursday, I can do Tuesday. And it's worth shaving your backside and walking backwards.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because you've done more fun doing that, probably. And
Mhm.
so I get shot at, and they were all arguing, everybody had a different opinion. I mean, we value everybody's opinion when they go to the stage that it was turning into big arguments and stuff like that. You know, we don't need this. And we did think of just, you know, chucking it in the bin. But I don't know, so we you know, get rid of a lot of baggage, basically, and it does work really well. But
It
you know,
kept me.
I know what one I would get rid of first, Scott.
but yeah, as Rigga says, you know, you see you think your smooth road, Rigga says, you probably time's still to come where you think, you know, this is crap, because there's a lot of bits, you know, we've had that annoying, but you know, come on, basically they don't like it, they can go and watch something else. You go watch Ghost Adventures or whatever crap, and
Aye.
that's their attitude at the end of the day. They don't need to watch it, they don't like what you're doing, they can scroll by.
Aye.
But
Yes.
what comes to that as well, Tommy, quickly, just before I forget,
Mhm.
trusting on, because there will be times that you will be collaborating with other teams, and you need to make sure that you trust them and all, because there's teams I've collaborated with and I've walked in and they're faking stuff, you know, and I've spent
Aye.
2.5 hours travel, and bear in mind this was during the winter, so
Aye.
there's a lot of that, you know what I mean, there's a lot of big egos and stuff like that, but see, as long as you concentrate and you believe in what you believe, it does not matter what anybody thinks. That's
Aye.
that's the end all and be all end all,
Aye.
whatever the saying is.
See, that's for my team. Obviously, I've got my brother Xander. He's one of the investigators. He's obviously got a lot of things on most of the time though, so he's practically like just here and then they'll come out with us. But Graham, he's probably been one of the biggest rocks that I've had coming into the team. And the most important thing for me is, as you say, is trust, loyalty, and that mutual understanding. Right, we're not going to be like, oh, did you see that? That's 100% paranormal. But what else can it be? Type thing. We go, right. We're looking over this, and if I'm really unsure, as I say, I'll get in touch with one of yous, maybe even both of yous, and I'll be like, I'm unsure of this, can you clear it up for me? And I'll hear your word on it and take it for there, basically.
Yeah.
But
you definitely get the right mindset, which is important. You get folk that go out there and let's go, and everything's paranormal and all this. So it's not like that, you know what I mean? I'll say that to people coming out with me, and maybe their first time, and it's quiet, and I feel quite disappointed for them, because they've not actually experienced the things that we have, and they just think, oh, that's what it's like. But that's what it comes with. You go to locations, you get nothing. You go, you might get something. You go to it, you might get loads.
Aye, exactly, mate.
It's a journey.
Aye.
As I just says, Tommy, you know, my Ferrari just broke.
Right.
I'll fix that in a minute. No, if you get a capture, you know, whether it's an EVP or whatever, and you're not sure, then I send it to folk. That's what we.
Aye.
Our first one we go to Caldwell, I sent it to about 11 different people, and I didn't care if it was or anything. I just says, look, we caught this. What's your view, your opinion on it? And you've got. Folk might come back and say, no, it's a load of crap. You know, it's nothing, it's a duck or it's a fox or whatever. Then, you know, as you say there on, it can be a kicker, but you just need to accept that it's no paranormal, and folk will be honest with you. But there is, as Rigga says, there's a lot of egos out there, but you get to know, you get to be able to tell the genuine teams. One way I can tell somebody's genuine is that they don't plaster everything on their group page. You know, we were out last night and we get 10 paranormal captures and, you know, please follow us and all that bollocks.
Aye.
You know, they just go about doing what they're doing. You know, everybody likes to get a good capture. What you know, give yourself a pat in the back, but you move on, but you get these cabbages that just go on and on and on about it.
Aye.
What?
You'll get these bigger teams that's maybe known more through TikTok and all this Sense Stars, Carry On and stuff like that. And they would never want to collaborate with a legit team. A team that's truly passionate, because they'll get found out. So that can be fun. That can be fun in games as well, because they'll never collaborate with. The same as me, I would never collaborate with these people, because I would, just to call, obviously say they're find out that they're fake, obviously, but they would never collaborate with us. They would just never do it.
See, you can take years building up respect, and all it takes is for 1 second, and you can lose every bit of that. So you have to keep that in mind, So
that's it. See, just go out and enjoy yourself. That's it. See, before social media, when I was in, I was 18. There wasn't any such thing as Facebook. We done it as a hobby. It still is a hobby. But I was 18, and rather than going out to the pub with my pals and stuff, I'm away out into abandoned castles with the first paranormal team that I was with, and I loved it. And there was no such thing as, and then we would go back to Gordon's and we would just look at the footage, and it was a thing that I looked forward to every Friday. It wasn't the case of put it up on social media, because there wasn't any social media. And see, because there wasn't any social media, there wasn't a lot of bitching either, because you didn't really get to know teams as much. Occasionally you might meet them out in a location that you're at, but there was none of this he said, she said, oh, he's better, they're better. There was none of that. Everybody just got on, everybody enjoyed it. There wasn't all this technology that there is now. It was just simple methods. Honestly, it was better. It was.
So I'm watching the time, guys. So just quick before we wrap up, what's your plans for the future, babies?
I'm moving to Miami in February.
Excellent, good stuff. It'll be warm. Good stuff. What were you talking?
Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, I get through my driving test in February. That way I can start expanding, going to different places. Instead of you guys having to come through and do locations through our end, I can come through and do your end. So definitely, things are definitely looking up, and looking forward to seeing what the future's got in store for us.
Oh, definitely be meeting up in the new year, but we'll not be Rigga, because she's got to Miami, evidently. Kept that.
I know.
So is that you wound up for Christmas then?
No. A couple of wee nicks and knacks and that, the usual stuff. The main stuff's done, but the usual. But I get so stressed at Christmas, honestly, I do. I ruin Christmas.
I was paranormal stuff. No,
so was I. That's what I thought you were talking about. But
anyway. All right. Aye. Anyway, aye. Right. So, no. I think we'll maybe try and squeeze one, possibly two. I'm hopefully by the end of the year we'll be investigating a property, but the other one could be just anywhere really. We'll maybe try and get two. But last year we done 66, 7. Last year we done I think it was 67 investigations. So this year we're maybe reaching close to 30. So we've halved it down as well. Obviously with David, I'm still gutted with his, obviously he's departed for the team, but he still appears now and then. Liz is working a lot, Stephen is, so we've kind of slowed down. But next year we're going to be looking to go further afield and get a couple of teams I've been in contact with down south, up north, all that stuff. So we'll be getting things sorted maybe end of this year.
We've done sort of investigations actually.
I know, you miss it, don't you?
You do miss it. I'm dying to get back out, but the weather's been totally crap. But anyway, we'll wind it up there. Since you need to put the door. Where can folk find you just before we wind it up, guys?
Just sitting in my bedroom.
I'm just in the living room.
You'll find us. Our main source is Facebook. I think Stephen does the TikTok stuff, but our main source is Facebook. You'll find us on there.
Aye. Facebook's our main page too, so we've not really done any other platforms or nothing. So
That's fine.
So Facebook for the two of these groups, folks. So we're going to wind it up there, people. So big thanks to Rigga and Tommy for coming, and to Laura.
Thanks for having us on.
thanks for having us, mate.
Our
Right.
last show for next Tuesday when we get John Azuna back in. John's been doing a lot in Hollywood, so it's been a couple of months since we had a catch up. He's free next Tuesday, so we'll be doing that. But we're going to wind up there, let these guys go, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yep.
Whatever. Have fun. All right.
No problem. Thank you.
Aye.
Yeah, catch up. See you later.
Bye.